What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be talking about the locker code that did come out today for a free pink diamond in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. You guys can see it right here, 12 days, happy holidays. So I would, if I were you guys, even if you're not playing MyTEAM heavily right now, type this thing in. And if you are away for the weekend or whatever, because you are, let's say visiting family or whatever else, I would still type this thing in today. So 12 days, happy holidays. And again, the mobile app is good for a reason, for days like today. So I'm going to type this thing in, and then we'll talk about all of these cards. Richard Jefferson, Gilbert Arenas, Dikembe Mutombo, Kyrie Irving, Brandon Ingram, Danny Granger. So type the thing in, get it. Congrats, you've received a pink diamond player card ball drop in MyTEAM. Important to note here that this is a ball drop. This is a ball drop. This is not a option pack. It's not a choice pack. It's not an equal chance pack. It's a ball drop. Now, after I've dropped the ball here, we'll go over each and every one of the player cards. But first, I want to talk about some things. I'm going to rank these cards from 1 through 6. The worst 2 cards you can get out of this is Gilbert Arenas. I'll say this. There's 2 groups. Gilbert Arenas isn't very good. Kyrie Irving stinks. Brandon Ingram, not very good. The good cards are, the best card is Danny Granger. The second best card is probably Richard Jefferson. And the third best card is Dikembe Mutombo. Coincidentally, Dikembe Mutombo is on one side, Danny Granger's on the other side, and Richard Jefferson is in the middle. So 2K knows what they were doing. Even with the locker code, 2K does not want you to be able to get the best one. What I would do if I were you guys is drop the ball all the way to the right side and hope for Danny Granger. He is by far and away the best card in today's drop. It's not particularly close. Like, outside of Danny Granger, there's not a lot here. If you really need a center, Dikembe Mutombo is solid. And again, Richard Jefferson can absolutely play for you guys. But Danny Granger is the best card. So I'm going to try to drop this thing all the way on the right side. I dropped it exactly where I wanted. But at the end of the day, the ball is going to go where the ball wants to go. And it looks like I'm going to get Richard Jefferson. No. Okay. Am I going to get... Oh, my gosh. Do not give me Kyrie Irving. If I get Kyrie Irving, I'm going to be so stunned. Okay, you know what? I got Dikembe Mutombo. Now, look. He is the second... It's crazy. I dropped it all the way on the right, and it went all the way to the left for Dikembe Mutombo. Dikembe Mutombo is solid. But let's look at all of the different cards that did come out in today's drop. Let's start with Dikembe Mutombo. This is a card that you guys can get for absolutely free. He is 7'2". He can't shoot, but everything else on the court is incredibly good. Good block, good interior, good rebounding, solid speed, 13 Hall of Fame badges. I don't know. I can't run inside bigs like at all, but if I could, Dikembe Mutombo would play for me. Like, the card is extremely good, honestly, if you can find a way to get him out of your ball drop. Dikembe Mutombo is an absolute beast. There's no real flaws to the card outside of, like, he can't shoot, but it's kind of to be expected. Like, I expected, him not to be able to shoot. Danny Granger, card I really want to talk about. 6'9" at the small forward position. Good dunking, good ball handle, good defense, good release, badge-wise perfect. This is the best card out of the ball drop today, guys. If you can find a way to get Danny Granger, he is one of your better small forwards, honestly, in the entire game. Like, that's genuinely my opinion on Danny Granger. Right now, the card is going for over 100,000 coins, or just at 100,000 right now, because a lot of people probably have Danny Granger, got him out of the ball drop, so now they're selling him. Could go down in price. But Danny Granger is extremely good. If I had Danny Granger, he would play for me. Like, there's no questions about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If I got my hands on Danny Granger, he absolutely would be playing for me. Next, Pink Diamond. I think a lot of these cards are actually from Season 3, which is crazy. Brandon Ingram, he's just not good. Wait, they made Brandon Ingram 6'10" now? I feel like when Brandon Ingram came out, he wasn't 6'10", though. So now the card's 6'10". I don't know what is going on with Brandon Ingram. I guess he's 6'10". I didn't know he was always 6'10". But an 89 3-ball, 85 driving, 90 ball handle. But the problem with Brandon Ingram is his defense. Like, maybe I did know that he was 6'10". He's been 6'7" some years on 2K. But it's just troublesome because the card's defense is so bad and his badges are so bad. If you compare him to Danny Granger, it's pretty rough for Brandon Ingram. If you get this card, though, he probably can play. Again, 6'10" at the 3 is not the worst. Release-wise, probably okay. The card is just not great. So I want you guys to know and realize that, like, again, he might be able to play, but the card's not great. Agent Zero Gilbert Arenas, honestly, is not bad. And if it comes down to it, guys, Gilbert Arenas is quite a bit better than Kyrie Irving. Like, by quite a bit. He plays defense. Offensively, he's not bad. He's got a decent release. Like, genuinely, I would much rather have Gilbert Arenas than Kyrie Irving. And so, honestly, like, as a second option, like, if I could have got Gilbert Arenas, he wouldn't play for me because I don't need a point guard. But this card absolutely can play and is so much better than Kyrie Irving. Speaking of Kyrie Irving, let's talk about him. Kyrie Irving's only 6'2" compared to Gilbert at 6'4". Kyrie's defense, honestly, is not bad. I just feel like Kyrie is tough to get shots up with. Like, when I've used Kyrie Irving, that's been the problem that I've had with him. He just doesn't really, do that much on the court for me. I don't love the card whatsoever. He's just undersized. Although, like, if you want to have fun with the game and use Kyrie Irving, do what you have to do. I'm just telling you guys who's good from these drops and who's bad. Like, that's what I feel like my job should be for you guys. Last but certainly not least, we do see Richard Jefferson, who did come out in Season 3 in the Swish promo. Now, for Richard Jefferson, the upper part of his release is weird. Like, he cocks it way above his head. 6'7", 92 3-ball, 86 ball. But look at his defense. Like, his defense is outstanding. And so, honestly, if I'm you guys, I think Richard Jefferson's nearly as good as Danny Granger. I think Danny Granger is slightly better, but I think Richard Jefferson is nearly as good. So if you want to try to get Richard Jefferson, especially at the shooting guard position, you absolutely could do that. It's tough, though, because we obviously at the shooting guard position have Franz Wagner, have Lu Dort that did come out in the festival this winter. But I like Richard Jefferson as well. Realistically, out of the locker code, I feel like I really don't like Kyrie Irving, and I really don't like Brandon Ingram. The other 4 cards, honestly, as I'm going through them, truly aren't bad. Like, they're not necessarily great, but I don't think they're bad. And so that is something that you guys could look at today, is picking up some of those, type it in your locker code, picking up one of those cards. Even for me, like a Dikembe Mutombo. I like the card, honestly. I just wish he could shoot. Like, his defensive stats are so good. His badges are so good. I just don't know where he fits in my squad right now. And so that's the problem I'm having for Dikembe Mutombo. But if I really wanted to save MT, I guess I could go sell Jaren Jackson Jr., stock up on some MT, although I think Jaren is overall one of the best cards in the game. So I don't know. I'm not necessarily displeased with this locker code. Like, when I'm looking at the locker codes that we've gotten, I feel like this is honestly one of the better ones that we've seen this year. I know maybe compared to like past years, it might not be maybe as good, but like a free pink diamond on Christmas is solid. I'm not going to sit here and hate on it too much. I do wish it was an option pack. I will say that an option pack would be way better. But the fact of the matter is, it's a ball drop. And so that is something that, I don't necessarily love. However, if I were to tell you guys where to drop the ball, it would be all the way on the right side. Why? Because realistically, you're looking at getting, I guess you could get Richard Jefferson, but if you drop it where I dropped it, you're probably looking at Danny Granger, Gilbert Arenas, Richard Jefferson, or Brandon Ingram. The likelihood of it going all the way to the left to get like a Kyrie Irving, Dikembe Mutombo isn't that high. So I would drop it where I did. Let me know who you guys get out of the locker code. At the end of the day, the only card I think that is really like, and I don't want to say anybody's unplayable, but like Brandon Ingram's not a super exciting card, and I don't love Kyrie Irving either. So I don't know. I hope Dikembe is, good for me. 7-2, like he should be really solid. I just wish he could shoot the ball, man. That's my only complaint for Mr. Dikembe Mutombo. That's going to wrap it up for our video today, guys. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, subscribe here. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.